Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another yet interesting topic. So yeah, like I always say, continue subscribing to my channel. Okay, invite more people. Okay, yeah, let's learn together. Let's share knowledge. Let's see to each other. Let's see to it that we all get educated. Okay, by the end of the day, we want everyone to be educated. Okay, so today we have prepared something. So today, what we are going to look at is these things you see, equals. So we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. Okay, so we have equal sign. Okay, so this is a greater than or less than. What your left hand is less than. Okay, so this is less than or equal to. Then your right hand is greater than or equal to. So this is your less than, greater than. So you need to know some basics about this. So if a line is solid, so for these two, we use solid line. So if you want to represent a less than or equal to on a plot, on an x or y plane plot. So if you have this is a less than or equal to, greater than or equal to these two, we use a solid line. So we just use a straight line. Okay, then if you have less than or equal to, for these two we use a dotted line. So you represent this line by a dotted line. So you need to know, before you even start solving, what kind of a line is it. So if you see this line here, this one is a solid line, meaning we know this one will have either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. If we see this line here is dotted, so meaning it will have a greater than, a less than or equal to. Okay, so that's how you identify. So this one will have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Yeah, and then they are also they are quite simple. There are quite some few things you need to learn about this. So first of all, if it doesn't have two symbols, the line is dotted. So that's what inequalities is all about. So inequalities is just about representation of lines on the x or y plane. So representing of lines on an x or y plane. Okay, so that's what we are going to look at today. So we are told to find the inequalities which define this region R. Okay, so we have, how many lines do we have which are defining R? So we have this one, we have this 2, okay, so we have this 3, then we have this 4. So there are 4 lines here, so meaning we need to come up with 4 inequalities. Okay, so if you see these which are straight, there are lines which are slant, a line like this, or it's like this, these are slant. Okay, but if a line is just straight, it's very easy to define it, or it's just straight. I'm trying to draw a straight line, sorry. Okay, so if a line is just like this, okay, meaning it's very easy to come up with an equation, or it's just like this, it's also very easy to come up with an equation. So for straight lines, we just see where it's passing. It's very easy to come up with these lines. So the only difficult ones are these which are slant. So first of all, we pick those which are slant, like this one. So 2 is slant, 3 is slant. Okay, so there are only 2. We know this one only passes this one. this one is straight along the what, or let's say is parallel along the x-axis. So this is the x-axis and this is parallel. Then this one also is parallel along the what, y-axis. Y-axis is this. So this is our y-axis and this line is parallel. Okay, so this is parallel. Then also this one is parallel to our x-axis. So this is the line and this is our x-axis. So these two are parallel. Okay, so those which are parallel, it's very easy to find the inequalities representing them. So we'll focus first on those which are slant. Okay, so those which are slant, so let's go for those which are slant first, then we'll finish with the parallel ones because they are easy to solve. Okay, so let's come up with the inequality for or we can start with the order line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, let's start with line. Let's just follow the order. Okay, line 1, the way I've labeled them. So line 1, if you see, it's just straight passing through this point. Okay, so it's passing through what axis is this? This is x. So you write x-axis. Then what number is here? 6. Okay, so it's passing through the x-axis here. It's passing through the what? X-axis. This one is passing through the y-axis. This is the y-axis. This is the y-axis here. Then this is the x-axis. So if you see line 1 is passing through at a point x equals to 6. Okay, so now here, and this line is dotted, if you see, dotted. So if it's dotted, we can either have this or this, less than or equal to. Okay, so this region, the region we're talking about, R, is this region here. So what region is this? This side is x less than 6 or greater than 6. Which side is x greater than 6? So greater than 6, if you go this side, x is greater than 6. If you go this side, x is less than 6. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these numbers are less than 6. And R is in this region where x is greater than, x is less than 6. So greater than 6 is after this point, because this is 7, meaning x is greater than 6. So we are finding inequalities which represent the region, what? R. Okay? So first of all, you check where does this line passes. Is it the y-axis or x-axis? Is it straight or slant? So this line is straight, passing through at a point x equals to 6. So the region we want is R. So is this side less than 6 or greater than 6? So this side is less than 6. So meaning R is defined by x is less than 6. If R was this side, we would have said x is greater than 6. Now R is this side where x is less than 6, because greater than is going this side. Okay, so our inequality 1 is our first inequality is x is less than 6. So line 2 now. So we come to line 2. Okay, so which one did I label? Line 2. Okay, so this is line 2. Okay, sorry. Line 2 is that one. Okay, so this, is it straight or slant? It's slant. It's what? Slant. can't say this is just straight passing through one axis, no. So this one is slant, or it has a gradient. Let me say so, because this one, the gradient is 0. The gradient is 0 because it's just a straight line. Okay, so now coming to line 2, it has this point on his side where it meets this line, and also we have this point where it meets this line 3. So for this one you can pick, so R, we can't pick this point here because this is not defining R. Region R is here, this is R. So we pick a point of interest are these, this one and this one. We can't pick point here, no, because it doesn't define R. Okay, so we have these points here and here. Okay, so we have 2 points. So this one it needs to have coordinates. So you know how plots are made. It's x, comma, y. So if I say 2, comma 3, meaning the value for x-axis is 2, the value for y-axis is 3. This is how you make plots, x, comma, y. Okay, so for point 3, this point here, you know this one is given already 6, comma 6, but for this one, okay, in other questions they will provide you, but you can just easily look it up, you can check. So this is, we can say this is 2, and this could be 1, also here it could be 2. So here is 2, comma 2, meaning x is 2, y is 2. Okay, so you need to have 2 points. Those are the conditions. You need to have how many points? 2. So first point is 2, comma 2 here, and then the next point is 6, comma 6. Okay, so we are following this line here, this line. Okay, yeah, so this point, we can't pick this point or this point because it is out of range. We want a point defining R. Okay, so here and here, those are our points of interest. Okay, yeah, so you can pick points here if you want, but again, if you pick here, the region R extends up to here, so it's better you pick here at the corners and here. So when you have the 2 points, it's easy. You just have to know this one formula here. You need to know the one formula here. So there is a formula for coming up with equation of the line. So the formula is very easy actually. So you say x minus, you can say x1 over x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 over y2 minus y1. So you can also write this, it's the same. You can write this as x minus x2 if you want. Then at the denominator you can say x1 minus x2 equal to y minus y2 over y1 minus y2. It's the same. Okay, so if you say x2 here, even here you are now subtracting y2. If you say x1 minus x2, even this side is y1 minus y2. If you say here you put x1, if you say x minus x1, then at the denominator you say x2 minus x1. Even here you maintain the same numbering. So here you also maintain y minus y1, y2 minus y1. So this is the formula for coming up with the equation of the line. So if you want to find the equation of the line, you just use this formula. So this formula, there is no need of you coming up with a gradient or doing all those kind of things. No need. Just put in the values and solve. So like I said, plotting is always x comma y. So let's say this is our x1, this is our y1, this is our x2, this is our y2. Yeah, if you want, you can put this x2, y2, x1, y1, no problem. Okay, but for this example, let's just follow this nomenclature I've written here. So we have x. What is x1? x1 is 2, okay? What is x2? x2 is 6 minus, what is x1? x1 is 2, okay, then you have y minus, what is y1? y1 is 2. What is y2? y2 is 6 minus, what is y1? y1 is 2. Okay, so great. So continue. So I have x minus 2 over 6 minus 2, which is 4, equal to y minus 2 over this minus this, which is 4. Okay? Next, you cross multiply. This multiplied by this multiplied by this. So you have x minus 2, 4. This multiplied by that, it will be 4, y minus 2. Okay, so these can cancel out. Okay, so you have x minus 2 equal to y minus 2. So here we want to make y subject of the formula. So you say you can take the 2 side. So it will be x minus 2 plus 2. Y equal to negative 2 positive 2 is 0. So x equal to y. Okay? So that's the point. You pick x equals to y. So I'm not so quite sure how the exact coordinates of this, like the exact coordinate of this, because it's not clearly marked. Yeah. But in this form, with these coordinates, this is the answer. Okay. It's giving us a line passing through 0. Passing through 0, meaning they could be that these coordinates are not so accurately picked because they didn't provide the proper grid. So the method of solving any kind of questions, whether they give you mostly they provide coordinates, or they'll give you this in form of a graph where you just know accurately that this is maybe 3 or this is maybe 1, okay, according to the grid. So for this example, this is what we've come up with. Y is equal to x. So now, if we see this line, is it slant? I mean, is it dotted or solid line? It's dotted. Okay, so you know the line is dotted, meaning it's either we'll have this less than or greater than. Alright, it's either we'll have less than or greater than. So how do you do? We come now to testing the region. Testing the region. So you pick a coordinate. So you pick a coordinate for us to know which one is it greater than or less than. So you pick a coordinate. This is a line. So you pick a coordinate this side or inside here. So if you see, picking inside this looks easy because here the numbers are big. Okay, even outside you can pick. It's not a problem. But I advise picking. There are other graphs which have very high, very big numbers. So it's better picking it below the line. So below the line, let's say this is 3. So if you count this side 3, and then you go down somewhere inside here, pick this line. So this is below the line. Okay, So here it could be 5, for example, 5. And here is what? Also is what? 5. Okay? Or we can say here is maybe 4. We can pick. Yeah, problem is they didn't provide enough grid. Okay, proper grid. Or let's just pick something here so that you guys see nicely. So I want proper illustration for you guys to understand. Okay, so let's say I pick a coordinate. This is 6 outside here. So this line is 6. I know we can approximate outside here 6, and then we know this one could be 7 or 8. Okay, so we have 6 comma 7 outside, and this one is a outside 6. So I've picked 6 comma 7. We know this is x, this is y. So we'll put these coordinates in this equation here. What is it? Y equal to 6. We want to test this, so we'll remove the equal sign now. Okay? Okay, so we'll remove the equal sign now. So it's either this or this. Okay, so now y is 6. Sorry. Okay, so okay. So we have y x. So x is what? 6. Then y is what? 7. So let's try this symbol. We'll put this one. Okay. So meaning 6 is less than 7. Is this statement correct? 6 is less than 7. Is this statement correct? Yes, it is correct. So meaning the correct symbol here, is less than. So y is less than x. This is your inequality. But if it was wrong, we could have just flipped, meaning we could have gotten there, meaning the answer is what? The greater than. Mind you, we are not writing greater than or equal to because the line is dotted. So if the line is dotted, you can only have this set. Okay, great. So let's go to equation 3. So 3, which one did I double 3? So I have 1, 2, so 3. Okay, 3 is this one, okay. So I've labeled 3, this one. This has 3, okay. So it's also slant, okay. So great. This one is easy because we can pick the points. We can pick the points here and here. But another thing is whichever point you may pick along the axis. So let me just more like illustrate more. Whichever points you pick along this line will still hold true. It's not entirely that we should pick maybe here the way I said it at the beginning. No, because we are finding the equation of the line. So this is the line. Okay, it doesn't matter where you pick the point, but it has to be along this line. Yeah, so sorry, pardon me for the first statement. If you want to find the equation of the line, whether they define this region or this region, we pick points, any 2 points along the line. Okay, so if we, for example, line 3, we can't just pick here, or you pick at a point where you know it's easy to get. Like for example here, it's very easy to get. Like even here, it's very easy to get coordinates. because we know here, this point, we know that is 5. So we'll say that is 0, 5. And this one is 6, 0. Okay, if you see, this is the y-axis. So x is 0 along the y-axis. So it's 0, 5. And then along the x-axis, y is 0. So this is 6, 0. And I said you represent coordinates in a form x, y. So this is very easy to pick than picking from here and here. Okay, so you can pick as long as you see along that line. You pick any 2 points along that line. So now we have the 2 points. We write our equation x minus x1 over x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 over y2 minus y1. So we can say this is our x1, this is our y1, this is our x2, this is our y2. So this is our y2. Okay, then we put the values in this equation. So we have x minus what is x1, 0 over x2. What is x2? This is 6 minus what is x1, 0 equal to y minus what is y1, 5 over what is y2. Y2 is 0. What is y1, 5. Okay, we simplify this. So on top it will be just 0. See x, this is 6 equal to y minus 5 over negative 5. So we cross multiply, this multiplies by this multiplies by this. Okay, so we have negative 5x equal to 6y minus 5. So we can divide by 6. We don't want the 6 because we want y to be subject. Okay, so we have y minus 5 equal to negative 5 over 6x. Take the 5 this side. Okay, so we have y equal to negative 5 over 6x plus 5. Okay, so this is our equation of the line in general, but since it's inequalities, so let's check the line. Is it dotted or is... So this is a solid line. You see, it's a solid line. So here we know we are only supposed to use greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Okay, so how do you do that? You test the coordinates. So you pick the coordinates either above or below the line. Then you see what you get. So you put this, for example. First, let's pick the coordinate. So our line is this one. This is our line. This one. So we can pick this point, which we know for sure, 6, 6. Okay? So it's above 6, 6. So we substitute these coordinates in this equation. So which one do we pick? We pick, let's start with a less than or equal to. So I know this is x, this is y. So where there is y, we put 6. We are testing this first. So less than or equal to negative 5 over 6. What is the value of x? Is 6. Okay, plus 5. So we have 6 less than or equal to, so this and this will cancel, so you have negative 5 plus 5. So 6 is less or equal to negative 5 plus 5, 0. So 6 is less or equal to 0. 6 is less than or equal to 0. This is false because 6 is greater or equal to 0. 6 is greater or equal to 0. So meaning our equation of the line is y greater or equal to So we are not going to use this symbol we're testing because it's giving us a false narrative. So minus 5 over 6x, okay, then plus 5. So this is your inequality. Okay, next let's go to inequality number line 4. Line 4. Okay, so line 4. So line 4, as I labeled at the beginning, is this line. So if you see, this line is not slant, it's just passing at this point. Okay, it's just passing. It's slant, let's say, yeah, so the gradient is 0. Okay, the gradient is what? Is 0. So we can't use that equation for nothing. It's a sheer waste of time because we know if it's straight, the gradient is 0. So, and the line, is it dotted or is solid? So the line is solid, meaning we are just supposed to use this. Okay, I think I will explain more than enough on why we use these in the not less than 1. So it's just passing at this point. So it's just y, then 1. Okay, it's passing along the y-axis. Y-axis is this one, so it's passing along the y-axis. It's not touching the x-axis, so we can't write x here. This is the y, and it's passing here at the point 1. So is it this sign or this sign? Which one are we going to put? Okay. So now here we test the region. Testing the region. Testing the region. Okay. So you pick the coordinate above or below. Testing the coordinates. Okay. So it's better picking this one above already, which is very easy to pick. In fact, no need of testing the coordinates, sorry, rather. This one you can just do by inspection. Inspection, yeah. Why should we do the coordinate system? Okay, so if you see the line, R is above here. So going up is y greater than 1 or less than 1. Going down is y less than 1 or greater than 1. So our region is this one. See our region? This is our region. So it's above. It's above. So meaning y is greater or equal to 1. It's greater going up. Down is less than or equal to. So y is greater or equal to 1. Okay. So our inequalities, the 4 inequalities, okay, so the 4 inequalities we have y greater or equal to 1. Number 2 we have y, this one we're testing just here, greater or equal to plus 5. Okay. The third one is so the third one, y is less than x. So y is less than x. The fourth one, y, x is less than 6. X is less than 6. X is less than 6. Okay. So quick tips. So the tips, the tips or the takeaways from this equation is, if you see the line is dotted on the given graph, you know you are only supposed to use less than or greater than. If the line is straight, it's not dotted, let me say, it's a board line, board, you are supposed to use less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Okay? And if the line is parallel, it's parallel. Okay? If the line is parallel, let me say so, it's maybe parallel to the x-axis, parallel to the y-axis, it's just passing through one point. These, you just check the number at which is crossing that particular axis. Okay? Then you test the conditions by inspection. Okay? Next, if the line is slant, meaning, so if the line is just straight, meaning the gradient is 0. So gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is the equation for you to calculate a gradient. So if this equation is 0, meaning you are not supposed to use that equation I've given you. So the equation I've given is x minus x1 over x2 minus x1 equal to, okay, y1 minus y2 minus y1. Okay, so you need to know this equation. So if you see that it's just straight, no need of using this. But if it's slant, meaning it has a gradient, you need to use this equation. Then after the end, you pick 2 points, whether above the line or below the what? The line. Then test your condition. If your condition is true, you maintain that symbol. So you pick first the symbol, either this, this, or this, or this. So you pick any of these. Test, then if you see that if it holds true, meaning you maintain the symbol. But if the answer is false, you get the opposite. Okay? Yeah, so this marks the end of our lesson. So continue subscribing to my page, invite more people. So yeah, I'll continue with this 2024 series. So you guys continue subscribing for more mathematics tips. Okay, so thank you. In case you have any question, you can please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to explain it. Okay, if you have suggestions, contributions, yeah, my door is open. So thank you and have a blessed evening.